Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Weekly Whatever, our weekly show where we talk about whatever we want. I'm Chris,
I'm Brad.
and we are bringing you episode 12 of Survivor 33.
Nailed
Did I
it.
nail that?
Yeah, you
Yeah, I
did. I think you
did.
did. Yeah. Um, good episode.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of stuff went down. Um, it was pretty chaotic, but it was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, wild ending to the episode. We lost Zeke in this episode after he had a pretty decent 2 hours in the previous
Oh
episode.
yeah.
Um,
But I think what you said last week was pretty prescient about how he was getting called out as being, was it insensitive or what was it,
just
condescending?
condescending, yeah.
Yeah, and you don't really see that in winners, and I guess you were right. I mean, you were right.
I was
You
right
did
about
not
that.
win the game.
Yeah. I think this is kind of similar to season 29 where we had the Josh against Jeremy, the two big alliances going against each
Yeah,
other. This was Adam against Zeke, and it's really early in the game, and now we're just losing Zeke. We'll see if we lose Adam in this next episode, or not Adam.
why is it Adam
David.
against League? Okay,
David. I'm
yeah,
just not saying the correct name at all. I got Adam on the brain because he had a really good episode.
he had a crazy episode.
He like just vaulted himself back to the top of like all winner edit lookalike people. So he looks great.
Oh man,
So that's very exciting.
I guess I still don't really like him as a player.
He's
Got a really sympathetic story,
yes,
but he makes a lot of mistakes,
uh, yes, crap
and
ton of
he's not
mistakes.
that. Yeah, he's just not that good
No,
strategically.
he's not.
So I
Um,
don't think he's outplaying anyone. I think he's just, you know, he
Playing.
got lucky.
Yeah, he's in the numbers, or he's in the right numbers at the right time, and he found a couple idols or idol.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna break down everything in more detail. But before we do, hit the buttons below the video to make the numbers go up, because Adam would want you to, and he had a rough night for the first half an hour.
Did.
Yeah. Okay. Um, so Zeke gets idled out of the game here.
Well, did he? He did,
He
but
tech
also he didn't.
he did yeah. Will ends up flipping anyway. Which I guess we can get right to that. Like, does
Kind of.
Will get any credit at all for flipping?
Well, that's the thing that I was trying to recall. Does Jeff show
He
all,
didn't.
like
He didn't show
all the
all the votes. He
votes?
didn't show all the votes, but they could assume that he flipped based on the fact that Hannah only got a few votes, right?
Yeah.
Like,
So Hannah only got 4,
right?
uh, and then Jeff showed 5 for Zeke. So yeah,
I think he showed 3
Jeff
for
would
Zeke because that was just
Jeff would have
enough.
shown all 5 if there were 5 for him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So they could assume that Will did in fact flip, but
Yeah.
I mean, does he get any credit for Zeke going out? I mean, this is Adam playing an idol, and now Adam's like technically the reason that Zeke just went home on 3 votes because that's all they needed.
It's interesting, and I mean, logically, I'm gonna say that he should not. I mean, Adam shouldn't get the credit. Adam
Yeah.
should not get credit because Adam should be viewed as wasting an idol here. However, I mean, technically he wasted the idol. However, I absolutely think he should have played it. He couldn't bank on Will flipping with it.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way. So I think he did the right thing by playing it, but at the same time, it was a waste because Will sided with him, and
Yeah.
Will did the right thing.
Yeah.
And I guess
I put the blame on Will there for the most part. He could have just said, "I'm with you guys. Like, don't
yeah,
worry."
communicate.
Yeah, and then they
Now
wouldn't
your
have the
idol
idol.
is down a power position. Yeah, it's
Yeah. So now the only idol in the game is in Jay's hands. Is that correct?
yep.
All right. It's gonna be a showdown between Adam and Jay at the end. Um,
Well, that's the final 2.
they've actually had a pretty interesting relationship throughout the game.
Yeah.
And how about that for like an uh, accidental segue? because they did have a nice moment in this episode when Adam gave him the advantage after Jay had took him and his brother on the family visit
Yeah,
reward.
I thought that was really good. Like we sort of kick all that off with Adam not playing his advantage. He could have, he didn't. That was the right thing to do, as we said last week.
Of course.
Playing
Yeah.
that is destroying your own game. Don't do it. It's a horrible idea.
Yeah.
He didn't do it, and then Jay, I guess, rewarded him for that by taking him on the reward. And then, do you think Adam needed to do that?
No. You don't owe anyone anything ever in the game of
Yeah.
Survivor.
True.
Yeah.
That being said, don't. Adam doesn't want to use that fucking thing anyways, right? So better to give it to someone else, get it out of your pocket, and say, "Here, you deal with this dilemma.
Yeah,
You
maybe.
use it, torpedo your own game if you want."
Yeah, exactly. It might just be another reason to target Jay. So, well, he has the advantage. I don't have the advantage.
Yeah.
Um, I think it's funny that Adam gets credit for not doing something stupid and using the advantage. And everyone's like, he's really nice. He's a good guy because he didn't do something dumb for his own game.
Yeah,
Um,
I
which
guess
is funny. I mean, obviously the optics of it look really good. Or okay, he
it's
just
family. It's not. It's not a burger,
yeah.
Plus,
Uh,
he's in a really, tough spot family wise, and I'm sure he really wanted to talk to his
yeah,
brother. So
yeah. But everyone else doesn't know that either.
that's true.
Yeah. So interesting. And we're kind of jumping all over the place here. Let's go back to the vote and Will flipping just initially, or just the isolated part of Will flipping. Is that something you think is a good thing that he did? Should he have just stayed with the alliance? Did he need to do something to build his resume?
It's an interesting question, and I think it's all kind of centered around his issues with how he's viewed, and he really does want to be a grown up, and he wants to have a resume and all this, and so for in his eyes, that's the most important thing for his game. I think realistically, he probably wants to stick with Jay because that's going to get him really farther in the game. Because on this new alliance, he's on the bottom. On his old alliance, he was also probably on the bottom, but at least he had Jay to work with.
Yeah.
Right now, he's kind of just stuck, I think. He's pissed
Yeah.
a lot of people off, and the people he's with now, like, I don't think they're going to respect him any more than the other people did.
No.
But what?
I don't know if there's a way he wins the game. I don't know if there's a combination of people. Maybe Brett and Sunday in the end. He'd have to sit next
Maybe.
to them. But other than that,
Maybe.
it would. I don't know how we'd get there, and I would hate it. But I don't know how we can win. Because, I mean, he is right. He correctly assesses his, how everyone perceives him to be in the game. And he's not really
Yeah,
getting credit. We're seeing Jay get a lot of the credit. And if he sits next to Jay, he loses.
true.
Um,
That's a good point.
but I think he still needs to ride it out with them and then just try to get rid of Jay.
Yeah.
Anyway, I thought it was stupid to try and flip. I thought it was a lot of fun because I do like the other side better. I enjoy watching Adam and David, and
Yeah.
Hannah is a bit of a tire fire, but she's fun to watch.
Yeah. I feel like he could have tried to flip with Jay. Because
That
he
would have
and
made
Jay
more
are kind of the
sense.
most fluid elements, yeah,
Yeah. But
of the
then
other
they're
side.
just on the bottom of that too, and I don't know if that makes sense for Jay to do that when they had the numbers.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's kind of broaden the scope a bit and talk about his initial decision to flip. And we had conversations initially with David and was like, yeah, let's do this thing. And David was like, cool. And then he talked to Ken, and Ken was like, I want to assess your spirit. I want to know if I can trust you. So once you break my trust, that's it. We're over,
Yeah, that's important.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
These are the worst. There was some stuff earlier in the season where he was being like this, and I forget who it was that was kind of the subject of his bullshit. Do you remember?
maybe Jess.
Maybe.
It might have been Adam actually, after the swap.
Oh yeah, probably was. Yeah,
Yeah.
Ken's just a I kind of wonder, like, him watching this back now, how he feels. Like, does he just kind of see it now? It's like, oh man, I'm a dick,
Yeah,
or
like
is he just like, I don't
it feels like a care. It feels like he's playing a character. Like there's no way a human being is like, I need to look into your soul before I can trust you. Like, I need to know what kind of person. It's like you come on. Like there's no way you can be like that for real, like genuinely in your daily life.
know. In your daily life, probably
I
not.
need to look into your soul to see if you're qualified to deliver me pizza. Like just, you know, it's ridiculous and uh can really mess this up entirely.
Oh man, yeah.
Just the worst thing he could possibly do when you're down in the numbers and someone says, I'm going to flip to your side, is then go tell the other side that they're gonna flip. That makes no sense.
Yeah. So okay, I kind of want to play this out. Do you think Will should have even told Ken that his name was floating around? What does that get him, other than making the person you're talking to extremely paranoid?
That's an interesting point. I think the only problem is at some point David and that group are gonna be like, okay, well, who are they voting for? Then what do you say? Somebody's
In
gonna
a
get paranoid.
in a group situation, I think if David was present, he could have tempered a lot of that,
Right.
probably.
Yeah.
Then on one-on-one, it's just like, I don't know.
Yeah. It probably is a miscalculation on Will's part where he thought Ken could handle it and he's trying to build trust with Ken
Yeah,
and went horribly, horribly wrong where Ken immediately runs off and tells Jay what Will told him.
yeah,
Um,
it's dumb.
yeah. Best case scenario, what happens when Ken tells Jay that Will told him he's getting votes? Like, what is the goal there?
On Ken's part,
Yes.
I think the goal was for them. I don't know. Like maybe he thought they were gonna say no, they aren't doing that. But then how can you believe them if they are not in your alliance?
I
It doesn't
mean,
make any sense in any situation because they're not in your alliance.
no.
You can't take anything they say at face value, anyways.
Yeah.
So why even have a conversation about something like that?
I don't know.
It's
I,
fucking dumb.
I cannot find the logic in it at all.
It's not.
Um,
He was testing him.
yeah, he was just testing him. He passed the test. Now the plan's gone, but test passed. Like I don't understand. So, um, stupid, terrible
Yeah.
play on Ken's part. But
So my next question, I
yeah,
guess, is for Zeke. Why doesn't he immediately target Will like he did with Hannah when he realized she was not with him?
I believe that. I mean, that's some Boston Rob kind of shit. Really, is like the first sign of weakness. You just target that person. You take them out.
But he did it with Hannah.
He did, but that I'm trying to remember this. But those were even numbers. I don't know if he had a choice. This time they have the numbers, and if they go, all right, well, we're gonna put our 4 votes on Will. The other side has 4 people, and then Will's in the middle, and we're at the merge. It's basically what happened now.
Mm.
Um, I mean,
He's got too much power on his own to not to target him, I guess.
right,
Because if you try to go for him and then he's like, well, if you're going for me, then fuck you.
exactly.
I'll go with, yeah, okay. I guess
Just
that makes sense.
pushes him away.
Yeah.
I think the idea of targeting Hannah here makes perfect sense. It was just a really good read on Hannah's part to be like, the votes are coming my way, and I need the idol. And again, good on Adam for believing her and trusting her and playing the idol.
Like David did with Adam.
Exactly.
Oh, wait.
Yeah. So Hannah, while being very paranoid, has been correct 2 tribals in a row that she is getting votes.
Yeah.
Uh, and this time got the idol. It worked out.
We've seen 3 idols played this season, and none of them had been on the person who had the idol.
That's true.
How far off is that from the average season? Usually
That's
people are playing them on themselves, right?
yeah, and I think that in spite of all the mistakes that are being made this season, and there's a lot of mistakes, that's part of what makes this season really good.
Mm.
It's just that that's also evidence of high level gameplay. I think people are making good reads, and they're not not fucking around. They're not just waiting to see what happens later. Maybe I can hold on to my idol. The closest season I can think of is Heroes versus Villains, where Parvati
Oh
played
yeah.
two idols for two other
Oh,
people, and I think Russell threw an idol on Parvati. Um, yeah, so obviously I don't. These guys aren't not as good as the players in that season. There's no Russell or Parvati out here,
no,
um, but it's pretty
no
good.
Michelle either.
Oh man. Um, so yeah, it's bizarre. It's interesting. Well, I really don't think Jay's gonna go down that road. I think his idol is for him and him only.
Yeah, I would
Um,
agree with that.
and I think that's the right decision because if he plays an idol for someone else, then they're just like, well, now he doesn't have an idol, and he had one this whole time. Holy shit, we got to get rid of Jay. Um, I think he's probably the biggest threat to win the game if he's just in a vacuum sitting at the end at this point in
Yeah,
the game.
because he hasn't screwed over anyone. Like on the jury right now, everyone is totally cool with Jay.
Yeah.
Right? You got what's her name? Who we thought was awesome at the beginning of the season. Oh,
Uh,
it's Michelle?
Miss Michelle. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't mean that Michelle when I
I
said
know.
Michelle earlier.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Taylor, obviously. Uh,
Yeah. There's
I
Jessica,
guess
who is not.
Jess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now you're throwing in Zeke, who is also right there with him.
Yeah.
So yeah. I think you gotta think he's got to be like actually targeted at some point because he was under the microscope, and then they got rid of Taylor, and it's just like, nah, Jay's cool. Let's just start eating each other. And Jay's like, I'm gonna hang on to my idol forever.
They're never gonna flush that fucking thing.
Yeah. Um,
They
they all know
that's
he has it, right?
I know.
That made it
That's
through the
the weird
tribe.
thing.
Yeah. Um,
Makes no sense.
no, it doesn't.
Why didn't an idol get recycled back onto the island last week?
That's a good question. And
Maybe it did and just
yeah,
nobody gave a shit.
that's kind of what I was gonna say. As maybe it's out there, no one's found it. I hope that
Were they
there's one back out
looking?
there.
I guess it's not really entertaining to have a sequence where everyone's scrambling around looking for the idol and then no one finds it. They just don't show it.
Yeah, there needs to be some payoff there. Yeah, I'd be surprised if.
So you think people are looking and just not finding it? All right.
Yeah, that'd be my guess.
that.
I think people would always be looking, but I hope they put one back in because there's still a lot of people left, and after they played the one, or especially after they played two now, let's get another one back in there.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's get two back in
Yeah, let's throw. Everyone gets an idol.
there. Oh God. What would that even be like? If like day one, everyone just gets an idol that they can play
It'd be a lot of fun.
sometime before the merge. All come invalidated. What?
I don't know. Okay, I don't know
that
about
would make
that.
No sense.
I would think
You
just
can't play it on yourself. No, that'd be fucked
everyone gets an idol,
up.
and that's it. You just get an idol.
Just get an idol.
It ends at final 5. You get an idol. At the start of the game.
Okay.
And then if you know your name's up at the first tribal, play your idol. And then
Go home the week after.
The votes will bounce to someone else though. They should play their idol. Right? Like I think that could be retarded, but a lot of fun.
Super fun.
For the first couple weeks. That would inject some life into the first couple episodes.
Yeah. It would really force everyone to really play.
Yeah.
Super hard.
Yeah. Everyone would be so
Yeah,
paranoid up the
taking
stairs.
notes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Just 8 idols in one tribal. I'm not going home. Oh man.
Oh, well, what happens if everyone plays their idol?
Jeff goes home.
Jeff quits Survivor.
Yeah.
You
He
guys.
just like snuffs his head and just walks out.
The tribe has spoken.
Yeah, snuffs the fire in the middle.
Ooh.
All right. That was all of the strategery things that I had
Yes.
noted. The only other thing I have is that Adam won immunity, so just ridiculously good episode for Adam.
Yeah. Yeah. It
So
was
good.
just wall to wall strong choices.
Yeah.
And just, yeah, wow. You think he's gonna win? I don't think he's gonna win.
I still think it's between him, David, and Jay.
That would be a fucking awesome final three.
Well, I don't think they'll be in the final three together, but I think those the ones that it's between. I could see Hannah winning. She's looked
Oh God.
really good, not strategically, just in the edit. She's come across very good in spite of
Sympathetic.
how,
Yeah.
yeah. And I don't think she'd be the most deserving winner, but I could see her winning.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not rooting for it, but I could see it.
Yeah.
Um, all right. And also, the family visit was like really intense, and
Super
they're
intense.
always really emotional, but that was extremely
It,
intense.
it was like Will, right? At the end, that like Jeff didn't even ask Will's mom anything. It's just like, all right, get out of here. That was kind of funny.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I mean, it was a good visit. It was a good emotional time for everyone.
yeah,
It's tough to see all of Adam's stuff coming up,
yeah,
but
yeah,
hopefully things work out for him.
yeah, for
I don't
sure.
know.
Yep. Next time, Will. This is straight from the notes. I don't really remember what was said, but Will tries to take control, and Adam has other plans. Pretty sure that was a quote from the thing.
Oh yeah, Adam wants to get Will out. I remember that.
Sure.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I don't
Yeah,
really
I think so. I
think
think
anyone should want to work with Will.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, no problem. All right. I think we nailed it.
yeah,
Really strong episode on our part.
definitely.
Yeah. How are you feeling about this season? Are you enjoying it as much as I am? I'm so
I'm
high on this
enjoying it.
one.
I don't think I'm enjoying it as much as you are. You seem to be really enjoying it. I mean, I'm enjoying it,
Yeah.
but I still wish there's a little more, a few more players who really knew what they were doing. Because there's so many errors,
There's a lot of
and
errors.
it's fun to watch people like manipulate effectively. I haven't seen anyone really manipulate anyone else effectively.
It's true. That's
That was the
absolutely
joy
true.
of watching Russell, even though he was such an asshole.
Yeah.
He could fuck with people.
Yes, he could. Yeah. I just like that the cast is just so fucking good. They're so strong this season. That's it for me. Like I'm just having a lot of fun watching everybody play the game. It's a
Yeah.
ton of fun. All right. We're done. That is episode 12. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be back to recap episode 13 next week. Once again, thank you for watching, and we will see you then.